out and there's no fraction, just a whole number. Okay, so here we have number 23, and we have 32 over 15. Okay, so what we want to do is see if we can divide, 15 can divide into 32 how many times? Twice, right? And so what do we have left over? 2. 2 and 2/15, right. So if you wanted to write this out in long division, this would be 15 and 32, right? 15 goes into 32 2 times. 2 times 15 is 30. We get a remainder 2. The remainder, the quotient, that goes as your whole number part of your mixed fraction, and then the remainder, that goes in as your numerator. Okay, and your divisor, that goes into the denominator. Okay, so you could do this long division, or you could just go ahead and ask yourself, 15 goes in the numerator how many times, and then what's left over, that's what's in the numerator. Alright, any questions with that? Okay, here, this next one, number 30, we want to write this as a mixed fraction. Or a whole number. We want to write this mixed fraction as a improper fraction, rather. So here we have 4 and 2/5. Okay, so we want to write this as an improper fraction. So what do we do here? Right, 4 times 5 is 20, right? And add 2. So that would give us what? 22, right, fifths. And that's our answer. Okay, questions with that? Okay, problem in problems 49 through 68, we want to write an equivalent fraction with the given denominator. So we're going to look at problem 54. And here we have 9 tenths is equal to, and then the numerator is blank, over 80. And so basically what you want to try to do is see if you can get a least common denominator between the two of them. Okay, so first step, find the least common denominator, and I'll write that as LCD. And then whatever number you get for that, you want to multiply the numerator by whatever you need to multiply the denominator by to get that other, the numerator for the second fraction. So I'm going to rewrite this 9 over 10 equals to blank over 80. Now we want to know what times 10 will give us 80. 8, right? So if we multiply 8 over 8, right, that would give us 8 times 9, what's that? 72. 8 times 10 is 80. So our answer here is 72. Because if we multiplied 8 times 9, we get 72. 8 times 10 is 80. So we could say that 72 is what would go in the numerator. Well, why would we want to do an exercise like this? Well, because if you had a fraction such as 72 over 80, and you wanted to simplify that, let's say we could simplify this 72 into 8 times 9, and 80, we can simplify that to 8 times 10, and you can see that the 8's cancel out, and you end up with what we started with, 9 over 10. And that's as simplified as you can get. So it works both ways. Alright, but our answer for this problem is 72. Alright, any questions with that? Okay, let's say that we have another problem similar to this, such as problem number 58. And let's say we have 5 equals to blank over 35. Okay? So what we can do here is we can say, alright, I can put a 1 underneath this 5. And then here we have blank over 35. Now you have to ask yourself, what times 1 will give me 35? 35 will, right? So we can say that 35 over 35 will give us 35 times 5 is going to give us what? Well, if we need to work this off to the side, we can do that. Right? 5 times 5 is 25. Right. 175. So we could say that 5 over 1 is equivalent to 175 over 35. And so our answer here is 175.
Where did you come up with the 1 at? Why?
Well, yeah, well, see, any number can have 1 divided by it. Because 1 divided by 5 is still 5, right? Just like we can have any number times 5, any number times 1 rather, gives us 5. So is any number divided by 1 gives us that same number.
So will it always be 1?
Yes, no matter what whole number you have, you can always put a 1 underneath it if you need to. Okay. All right. Any other questions with that? All right. Let's try. Give you a chance to try one. Here we have 6 over 7 equals to blank over 49. Okay? Go ahead and try that one on in your seats. Okay? So what times 7 will give us 49? 7, right? So we have to multiply 7 over 7, right? So then, therefore, 6 times 7, what's that? 42. 7 times 7, of course, is 49. So our answer is 42, right? When you look in the back of the book, that's what they'll give you. They'll give you that single number. All right. All right. Good. Any questions with that? Any questions at all with any of the problems that we went over? Does anybody have any questions with converting mixed fractions to proper fractions or the other way? No? Okay. All right. So that concludes this lesson.